So guys, in this video we will see how to transform a single color piece into a multi-part model. We know there are countless 3D files available online, and here at STLFLIX we have over 2,500 models. So we've probably thought about modifying a model to make it better suit your needs. For someone like me who doesn't know much about modeling, that's already difficult. And modifying 3D files can be another complicated task. But in this video we will show you some modifications I've made. STLFLIX has released a platform update that allows users to publish remixes of our models. This feature is for anyone who made a modification and thinks it's worth sharing with the community. We want to see your creativity flowing freely. We'll modify a super simple part that can be changed directly in the slicer. I will also show you how to turn a single color file into a multi-part one, so you can print it in color on any printer, really. And at the end, we'll do a fun modification using facial scanning. That one isn't for publishing on the platform. It's just a playful homage to the social media team at STLFLIX. Starting with the simple task in the slicer itself. I chose an old model, the astronaut bow, as an example. It's an astronaut walking on the moon, but I didn't really like the base it came with. Removing it is easy. Load the downloaded model into the slicer, select it, and use the cut tool. In planar mode, move the little ball to the desired cutting spot. I carefully align it to keep only the moon. After that, just click Perform Cut. It will slice the model. I selected and deleted the base, leaving just the moon. These simpler modifications can be done directly in the slicer, stress-free and super quickly. Now for the next modification, turning the single color octopus into a multi-part model. For this, we use two software programs, Blender and Fusion 360. Blender allows for more organic mesh edits, which will be useful when separating the colored parts, in this case, the eye of the octopus. First, insert the mesh into Fusion 360 and use the Generate Face Groups option to help separate different models' parts based on the surface. Then use the Separate function to divide the generated faces. Since it's a mesh, the eyes are just surfaces now, so we need to repair both the octopus body and eye to create closed, separate meshes. Save the eyes separately for manipulation in Blender. Open Blender, insert the file with the eyes, select the points and lines forming the inner surface, and press E to deactivate the extrude command. This allows you to add material to create a fitting extractor. Do this for both eyes and export the file as an STL. Back in Fusion, insert the new eye files as mesh and convert them to solids for easier manipulation. Use the inner surface faces to sketch and cut straight using the extrude tool in cut mode. Repeat for the other side. Now create copies for these parts to establish fitting tolerance by scaling them up by 4%. Convert them back to meshes so we can work on them with the octopus, and then we'll make the adjustment as it seems fit. Now we'll use the scaled up files with the combine tool, but the octopus will be our target body. This means it will be modified and the two bodies will serve as modifiers. Select cut mode, but uncheck keep tools since we won't print the scaled eyes. We now have a multi-part model with separate eyes. To add more details, we can also separate the pupils. Convert the eyes back to solids. Create sketches on the flat face and use splines for freeform drawing, offset by 0.35 millimeters for tolerance, and create 2 new cutting tools with extrude. We end up converting everything back into a mesh, but it wasn't necessary. We could have just used combine with the cut option selected, and it would have worked. However, this caused an issue, and the cut failed to separate the parts. We fixed it by increasing the size of the cutting tool, and then it separated perfectly using the same combine. Finally, we load everything in the slicer and printed each part in a different color. The final result was a colorful model without using a purge block or painting, which I'm not good at. We also had fun with a project inspired by a famous US monument. STLFLIX launched a coin bank model after this monument, and since it features 4 faces, we decided to honor our 4 hardworking social media team members. We used facial scans we already had to insert into Fusion. So let's add a playful twist. Load the STL as a mesh by clicking this option in the top menu. Position each face model and use the plane cut tool to isolate the faces. Resize and reposition each one with the modifying tool. Scanned models often aren't completely closed, but we'll fix that later. After adjusting and positioning all the team members, and with the monument almost ready, we merged the models into a single mesh using Combine. After that, just click on the file name in the list of bodies, go to Save As and click OK. Now we have a new file ready to print. Just put it in the slicer. I decided not to print the entire safe, just our part, because otherwise it would take too long. Now that it's sliced, just print it. I printed a small version with our white silk filament, but I couldn't resist going bigger. I printed a gigantic version using leftovers filaments. Make it colorful. To give it a proper monument-like appearance, let's finish it with a stone texture spray paint. And look how amazing it turned out. Now it's in our office for everyone to see. So, which modifications did you like best? I loved transforming the octopus into a multi-part model, and of course, our Mount Social. That's it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I see you in the next video. Bye-bye!